So I come over to Liverpool for a test of all of these Seats you see hanging around here. I'm going to have a full test of these, including these classic ones. There's a good few cars here today, but the one we're really interested in is the ELBorn here today. We're going to have a good test of that and find out what it's all about. And we won't be driving it, but we're going to have a go on it. So we'll see what that's all about. I'm at Titanic here, so it's kind of a busy spot as well. So listen, stick with me. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to have a look around. So this is the Seat ELBorn. This is an all-electric car. Will be in your showrooms looking like this in 2020. And Seat are really pushing this car. Well, look, it's finished. That's what you're looking at right now. It's the FR version is actually finished, but we'll see what happens after that. Come on, have a look inside it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'll have a little root around. So hopefully you've hit the subscribe button by now, but let's have a look inside. Now this is on a plinth, so I've had to climb into the thing from the start. Let's start with this, the usual. That's a good thunk in fairness to it. Now, where I'm sitting, this is the concept one you've all been looking at, but this is actually the release model. This is the FR model. So what you see here is what we should get in 2020, which will be late. So it'll hit Ireland sometime probably mid-year next year, but will actually be in showrooms late, so coming on for 2021. And we'll come to the Cupra Formentor in a minute. So make sure you hit the subscribe button because we're going to go through all these cars here real quick. So what I'm looking at, what I feel like is I'm sitting in a big SUV. What it looks like on the outside is just a big car. It's just an ordinary sized car. Big cubby holes here in the center. Gear selectors park here. But I think that might be the gear selector there, is it maybe? I'm not sure. Yes, it is. That's the gear selector on the top. It's a kind of a strange place to be, but it does elevate it out of it and gives you huge cubby holes here and in there. Wow. That's just big, big cubby holes in here. I don't know what that is. I thought it was the key for a minute. I was going to drive it off the plinth, but sitting in it, it looks outstanding. Beautiful, beautiful looking car. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love all the detail in it. So I'm here with Joaquim Garcia. He's the head of exterior design for Seat Group. And Joaquim, I have some questions about the direction you're going. So this ELBorn now is finished, right?
Yes, this show car ELBorn is pretty close to the production car, and it's showing our philosophy about electric vehicles. We believe that electric vehicles are actually very fun to drive. The acceleration and the handling is very good on an electric car, and we thought that the overall design, the exterior design in particular, should reflect this attitude of the car.
And at this point now, we haven't seen the new Leon, which is on the way, obviously. Are you going in that sort of, is this the future concept look of direction of Seat?
This car here is showing our vision for electric car. The Leon is a combustion engine car, although it will have some hybrid versions. But this is a particular exercise regarding the electric vehicle for the future. Of course, there will be always a family look in the range as it is normal. But in this case, we have a particular attention to some elements which are distinctive of an electric vehicle.
Yeah. And when I look at the design, so I'm looking at the floating roof at the far end, which is the key element of this side of it, and then the front and rear, which look like it's moving. It's that kind of purposeful forward look. It's a sporty design.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a good car design, a good vehicle design has to be always dynamic. Even if the car is standing still, it should already transmit this dynamism, like an object that wants to move. You know, it is dynamic by itself. So you pointed out very correctly. In the back, we have this nice floating element on the spoiler, and in the front is a very penetrating front, very aerodynamic, and this is giving the character to the car. It's a car that is agile, is to really drive and enjoy.
So I'm here with Leda, the head of Connected Car. I hope I pronounced that properly, Leda.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is the interior, what you're going to expect next year with Seat and what we're expecting this year. So you're going to explain some bits of this screen to me here. I have one question for you. Is this heating element bit here that I can do this with, is that going to be standard now?
Yeah, it's going to be standard. Right,
Okay.
right. We don't have the classic climate control anymore, and so you can just, I mean, all the climate control has been integrated into the infotainment system, and you can just by, sliding here over this touchpoint, you can.
But it's still a physical button, so just so, because I have a thing, bring back the knobs, so I don't like the idea of moving things into touch screens, because you have to go in and out of screens to get at them.
Right.
But it's still that's physical. physical touchpad. You're
Right,
just moving it up to a touchpad.
Yeah. In fact, for people like you, we have both. I mean, you can do it through the skin. I mean, like really touching, the
Okay.
touch screen, or if you prefer the buttons like hard keys, and you can go through the touchpad.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Anything that stops me not doing that, looking away
Right.
from the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
But what other kind of connected? So you've got USB-C in this as well. What other connected stuff? Are we using Apple CarPlay or is there Android Auto?
Yeah, we will move to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless. So this is what is coming next because currently in all our Seat range we have it's what we call full link. Yeah, it's both systems, but you need to really plug in your smartphone. So you need the cable, the wireless. And now from next year onwards, then we will get wireless. So which is very, very convenient. You don't need to really, put out your smartphone and so on. And then we will also include real connectivity, though your smartphone is not in the car, because currently we are, let's say, just connected while your smartphone is in the car. We use the smartphone to do the tethering and the connectivity. But once you leave the car is not connected anymore. So then from next year onwards, we'll put SIM cards into the car, so that even if you are at home, you can check, okay, where is it parked, where is my car, is it moving, what's the battery status level, or you can, program some things, send a route to the car, things like that.
So that SIM card will be in, obviously, as an option. People will have to pay up for the option to go into it as the car. So if you don't connect anything to it, it just operates like we're looking at right now. There's nothing connected to this right now. So it's giving me all of the information about the car itself and the auto and the heated seats and the time and everything else. So will sat-nav be included, or are you going to leave that up to Apple CarPlay? Or?
No, that will be included. I mean, you will still have also a kind of offline navigation available, media tuner offline as you know it nowadays. Yeah, I mean, everything Bluetooth and so on. But once you get connected, then you can have further navigation like traffic online, points of interest online. So this it's like an on top. The same for the tuner. You can go online. I mean, even though you are here in the UK, you would be able to listen to a station of Spain just through the radio online. I mean, you're not just getting this optional, being connected, you will be able to, of course, have access to more functionality.
And is it your own servers that are doing that, or are you employing a company to do the connected bits?
We are developing it by our own, but of course we're using third-party content at the end. I mean, the traffic online, it's not coming from us, it's coming from a third party, but the development and putting that into the cars, it's done by us.
This has become a relatively new thing where all of the physical stuff now is gone and we're left with digital screens.
Right.
Is there a chance that that's going to break? Like, I'm very nervous because a Speedo never breaks, right? A physical, normal Speedo is just a wire going to a wheel somewhere. But this is a huge amount of electronics that run this.
Right. I mean, never say never, but I would say no. I mean, the risk is pretty zero. I mean, it's very, very robust. I mean, if in any case it breaks, I mean, you could have some troubles in navigation with the arrows and so on, but never with, let's say, this central part where the speed is indicated and so on. No, we're very sure, and we make sure, before launching or releasing such an,
because it's been a slow
cluster.
transition. It's been years. Like, some go half physical, some go Speedo physical, and the rest electronic.
Yeah.
But I see this now from particularly the Seat group, but also from the entire Volkswagen group. It's now becoming the standard electronic.
We're pushing forward for the somehow personalization. So it's what you use in your laptop when you're working, or in your smartphone. Each of us, we all have smartphones, but let's say in a different way, because you have your apps or you have your widgets or whatever. So that's also what we are trying to do in the infotainment system and the cluster instrument, that you can really personalize what you want to look. I mean, we have here the air condition, the climate control, but you can say, okay, no, I prefer to have a vehicle status or whatever, and the same for the cluster instrument, so that you can have also just shortcuts, personalized.
It's no longer split screen now. It is multiple screens you can have now. So you can have multiple individual screens on one screen.
This is also something which is coming new. You are not like currently you are in the Navi menu, or you move to the phone menu or to the media control or whatever. Now here you can have different information at the same time. So you're able to see partially the map if you want to go for navigation, in here, and at the same time as you know,
You can have multiple screens.
we have like what we call the clean view, this one,
Yeah.
where you can just almost take everything out of the view, so that you really just focus on the speed, which is like kind of in the middle and very big, and so that you are not disturbed by so much information.
It's an incredible amount of work you're after doing here.
Yeah. I'm not bored. Yeah, and more which is coming. So I mean, I think speaking about connectivity, it's like unlimited. The new functionality which is coming, and also connectivity, connecting the car with infrastructure, with other cars, and so on. I mean,
And this is going to be standard now for the SEAT range. Basically, you're rolling this out across new Leon that's on the way. You know, the stuff that's there.
Right, the first one will be the new Leon, but we will then roll out through all our range. I mean, we do this always in the connectivity functionality. We think that connectivity, it's not something for just, let's say, one model, that Tarraco drivers are expecting some kind of connectivity which, let's say, an Seat Ibiza driver is not expecting. No. So we really, when we develop something, we roll out through all our range.
That's fantastic. You heard it here first. You're going to have a new interior in your SEAT, and this is the lady responsible for your electronics. So if anything goes wrong, phone her. Don't phone me. Thank you very much. You're very
Thanks
good.
to you.
Okay, so we're finishing off the day now. I hope you've enjoyed those interviews so far. Subscribe for more of this. Let me know in the comments if you actually like this kind of video where we have interviews with guests and things. Some details left over though from the SEAT ELBorn. So I want to go through some of the technical data that they're putting out. So I've sketched down some bits that I got from the engineers here. So range 300 to 420 kilometers. It's quite a difference in range. So it'll be a 58 kilowatt battery, which I thought they'd go for the higher range battery, but doesn't seem to be. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is 7.5 seconds. That's not fast. Really, that's not fast. But yeah, 260 kilometers an hour in 30 minutes to charge. So they say DC charging will give them 260 kilometer range. Now, obviously, a smaller battery will charge a little bit faster, or not faster, but it'll be more full quicker. 20-inch wheels are going to be standard. They're actually aerodynamic wheels. The digital cockpit is going to be standard. Intelligent park assist is going to be standard. There's going to be a lot of standards in that car, the ELBorn. It's going to be in Ireland late 2020. We're going to see that, the production one, which will look like the ones I'm showing you on screen right now. In relation to the Cupra Formentor, from a SEAT Ireland perspective, it will be on sale from the SEAT dealer in Dublin. There's one Cupra dealer at the moment, and that's Airside in Dublin. So if you want to see it, you're going to have to go there to get your hands on and have a go of it. Sorry, country people, there might be more information later on. Obviously, everything happens in Dublin, in the whole world in Ireland. But I'll put pressure on people to see if we can get more information about you country folk out there. I'm from there as well, don't worry. Waters Garage is my local SEAT dealership in Kildare, so they don't do Cupra. But if you're interested, Cupra details, 245 PS from that engine. There's a full electric mode which will do 50 kilometers, so it's a mild hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. They call it a high-performance plug-in hybrid. Again, on the market 2020. You see, we heard from the digital connectivity designer about the interior, so it's definitely going to have all that sort of stuff. 10-inch panoramic floating navigation system standard. Intelligent DCC chassis will be standard. As high performance go, 245 PS doesn't sound like high performance to me, but it's a Cupra, so it's going to have to be performance. It's going to have to be a thing. A plug-in hybrid Cupra is going to be crazy. Hopefully, you have learned all you need to know about those two cars. It took me ages to assemble all that gear, and you have hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, you should at this point, because it's really good for your health. Anyway, that's it from Liverpool. If you've learned anything today, it is that you should subscribe to this channel. The ELBorn is on the way. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little review, and I will see you in the next one. But until the next time, I will see you on the far side. I'm off to drive some sort of old car or something. If you're still here, I'm going to show you the size of the screen is behind me. Look, 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 look. Hang on, just to get that twisted. Look, look. Oh, look at the size of that. Can I have that in my house? Right, see you later.